Chosen ones. There are moments that arrive not by chance, but by design. Some call it coincidence, but in Shaolin wisdom, nothing is ever accidental. Timing is the unseen rhythm of the universe. And when you sense it, you know you are being called to rise. This very moment, this very date, carries more meaning than you may first realize. I am Shi Heng Yi, and today I will share with you the deeper truth of timing, discipline, and destiny. The old masters teach that every day holds its own spirit, but only the awakened recognize when life is whispering their name. September 3rd is such a day. It is not about calendars or numbers. It is about alignment with the current of energy moving through all things. Few understand this. In Shaolin practice, timing is not measured only by clocks, but by inner readiness. A step taken too soon leads to struggle. A step taken too late leads to regret. But the step taken in harmony with the moment leads to mastery. That is why this message has found you now, because you were meant to receive it exactly here, exactly today. In this video, you will learn how to recognize the sacred rhythm of life, how stillness can reveal the perfect moment to act, and why mastering your own timing is the secret to mastering destiny itself. We will uncover lessons that are often hidden, the principles of breath, presence, and discipline that few speak about, yet which shape the very core of personal power. Stay until the end, for the final teaching may reveal why you were meant to hear these words at this exact point in your journey. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. If these teachings awaken something within you, subscribe and walk this path with us. There is a sound that can only be heard when everything else grows quiet. It is not the sound of the wind, nor of water, nor of voices. It is the sound of the self returning home. In Shaolin teaching, this is where the path of mastery begins, not in motion but in stillness. When a monk first arrives at the temple, his hands are restless, his mind impatient. He wishes to learn strikes, stances, and the power of the body. But the masters send him to sit, hours, days, even weeks, only to sit in silence. Many struggle, for silence is more difficult to face than any opponent. Yet within that stillness, something shifts. The noise of the world fades, and a deeper voice begins to speak. You see, action without stillness is empty. A blade swung without clarity harms more than it protects. But when stillness roots the heart, every movement becomes precise, every word becomes measured. The chosen ones are those who learn to hear what others cannot, the guidance that comes only when the mind is calm. Silence is not emptiness, it is a gate. Beyond it lies wisdom that no book or teacher can give. In stillness, you notice the subtle flow of breath, the rhythm of your heart, the thoughts that rise and dissolve. And slowly you realize you are not the storm of your mind, you are the space that holds it. The Shaolin masters say that stillness is the mother of all action, for only in silence can we see the true direction. Only in calm can we sense the right timing, and only in quiet can the spirit find its strength. There is a rhythm that precedes thought, a pulse that exists before movement. It is the rhythm of breath, and in Shaolin tradition, it is the bridge between body, mind, and spirit. Long before swords were drawn or stances perfected, the masters would guide their students to the breath, not as a tool, but as a teacher. Each inhale carries more than air. It carries energy, intention, life itself. Each exhale releases not only tension, but the illusions that cloud clarity. The monks learn to move with the breath, letting it dictate the tempo of motion, the depth of focus, and the steadiness of mind. A strike delivered without the alignment of breath is wasted energy. A mind untethered from breath wanders and misses what is present. Breath is discipline, subtle yet profound. It teaches patience without forcing it, awareness without striving, and presence without effort. The chosen ones who have arrived at this exact moment are called to return to conscious breathing, not because it is difficult, but because it reconnects what is often separated. Body that races ahead, mind that drifts, spirit that forgets its path. When attention rests on the breath, clarity arises naturally. Decisions become simpler, the path more visible. The tension that once weighed heavily begins to dissolve, replaced by a quiet power that moves through every action. Ancient masters understood this as the foundation of mastery. Control begins not with external feats, but with the mastery of the internal rhythm that sustains all life. To breathe consciously is to remember. It is to feel the unity of all parts of oneself. It is to recognize that every choice, every movement, every moment of awareness is connected to the flow of energy that begins and ends in the breath. In this simple practice lies the doorway to strength, focus, and the clarity that the chosen ones seek. There is a moment that exists only once, yet it repeats endlessly if we allow ourselves to see it. Many wander through life carrying the weight of what has been or trembling at what may come. In Shaolin philosophy, this wandering is the greatest obstacle to mastery. True power arises not from memory or anticipation, but from complete awareness of the now. September 3rd carries more than a date. It is a mirror, reflecting the importance of presence. It is a reminder that life does not unfold in chapters we have already written, nor in pages yet to be turned. The present is the only space where action, choice, and transformation are real. The masters teach that effort alone cannot open the doors of understanding. It is presence fully embraced that unlocks them. To be present is to notice the subtle currents that flow through each breath, each heartbeat, each thought. It is to observe without judgment, to witness without interference. The world continues its noise, but within the mind of the awakened, clarity emerges like light breaking through fog. Even the smallest details, the shifting of energy in a room, the fleeting emotion of a passing thought become guides. This awareness is not passive. It demands discipline, a commitment to return again and again to what is, rather than what was or what might be. The ancients knew that those who master the present can move with life instead of against it. Their actions carry weight, their words carry truth, and their intentions carry alignment with the larger flow of existence. In the silence of presence, the illusion of control fades, and a deeper intelligence takes hold. Doors that once seemed closed reveal themselves effortlessly. Paths that appeared uncertain become clear. September 3rd is a call not to chase, but to arrive. The mastery of the present moment is the doorway through which all true wisdom enters. There is a quiet strength that comes not from indulging, but from holding steady. In the halls of Shaolin, young monks learn early that desire is a restless teacher. It tempts the mind, pulls the body, and clouds the spirit. Yet discipline, the steady hand of choice, teaches a different way. It is not punishment, but freedom. The masters often speak of the body as a wild river. Desire is the current that carries it in every direction. Without guidance, it tumbles endlessly, exhausting itself against rocks and obstacles. Discipline is the dam, not to stop the flow, but to channel it. Through restraint, the river becomes a source of power rather than chaos. Every action becomes intentional, every thought measured, every word aligned with purpose. Those who have arrived at the threshold of mastery understand that freedom is not doing whatever the heart wants, but choosing what serves the whole self. The monk who resists indulgence is not weaker. He is stronger because he moves with clarity and strength, untethered by impulses. The more the self is restrained, the more energy is freed to awaken insight, to cultivate patience, and to act with precision. Ancient Shaolin teachings emphasize that mastery is not external, it is internal. Desire can be a teacher, but only when met with discipline. A mind ruled by want is scattered, fragile, and vulnerable. A mind ruled by choice is calm, resilient, and focused. Every temptation resisted is a step closer to mastery. Every moment of restraint strengthens the spirit and sharpens the will. In this way, discipline is not denial. It is alignment. It binds scattered energy into a single purposeful force. The chosen ones learn that real power is quiet, measured, and unwavering. True freedom, the freedom of the self fully realized, exists not in indulgence but in the mastery of desire through discipline. There is a force that can conquer mountains, yet it is hollow without the touch of mercy. In Shaolin philosophy, The warrior is not defined by the power of the fist or the sharpness of the blade, but by the balance between strength and compassion. A warrior who acts without heart brings only ruin, while one who moves with both clarity and care transforms the world around him. The ancient masters teach that the first duty of the warrior is protection. Life, in all its forms, is sacred. To strike without purpose is chaos. To defend with intention is mastery. A sword held in discipline, guided by awareness, becomes more than a weapon. It becomes a tool of justice, of preservation, and of clarity. Every movement is measured, every breath deliberate, every choice weighed against the value of life. Compassion is not weakness, it is the essence of power refined. The true warrior sees beyond anger, beyond fear, beyond the impulse to dominate. In the same moment that the body is prepared for battle, the heart remains tender. Mercy does not diminish strength, it sharpens it, giving purpose and direction to every action. Those who walk this path carry two tools, the sword of clarity and the heart of mercy. One strikes with precision, the other restrains with understanding. The harmony between them teaches that mastery is not conquest over others, but mastery over the self. A mind tempered by discipline, a spirit guided by compassion, these are the marks of those chosen to wield true power. Strength without compassion is hollow. It leaves a void where harmony should exist. The chosen ones learn that the greatest victories are not measured in force, but in the lives preserved, the hearts uplifted, and the wisdom applied. In every choice, every act of courage, and every silent moment of restraint, the warrior spirit is revealed, not as an instrument of destruction, but as a vessel of enlightened strength. There is a river that runs through all things, though it cannot be seen. Every thought, every word, every feeling carries its own vibration, its own current. Shaolin wisdom teaches that this is the essence of energy, and to resist it is to struggle against life itself. True mastery comes not from forcing the current, but from learning to move with it. The masters often speak of energy as the hidden thread that connects the body, mind, and spirit. A novice may strain against it, thinking strength lies in opposition. But the skilled monk learns to feel the flow, to sense where it rises and where it falls. In this awareness, effort becomes effortless, and the path forward reveals itself naturally. Even obstacles, once daunting, transform into steps that guide the way. Energy is neither good nor bad, it simply is. Anger, fear, joy, and peace are all currents in the same river. To struggle against one is to be swept away by another. Discipline lies in observing without judgment, in channeling rather than suppressing, in yielding when necessary and standing firm when required. In this delicate balance, mastery of the self unfolds. Those who understand flow do not act blindly. They align movement with intention, thought with feeling, action with timing. The world no longer feels like a battlefield, but a dance, intricate and alive. Every challenge met in harmony with energy carries less resistance and more insight. In the quiet moments of awareness, it becomes clear the river was always moving, and so was the self. Obstacles are not walls, but currents to ride. Every choice, every step, every breath is an opportunity to harmonize with the flow. To live aligned with energy is to move with purpose, clarity, and an ease that transcends struggle, revealing the hidden power of life itself. There is a battlefield that exists, not in the world, but within. The greatest adversary is not an enemy seen, but a mind unsettled. Shaolin teachings have always held that fear, doubt, and distraction are far more dangerous than any sword or storm. They erode strength quietly, leaving the spirit vulnerable while the body moves as if prepared. The masters speak of the mind as a garden. Left untended, it becomes overgrown with worry, confusion, and illusion. Every unexamined thought takes root, every unchecked emotion spreads, and the clarity that once guided action fades. The novice believes mastery comes from outward conquest, but the true path is inward. To command the world, one must first command the self. Tests come not as dramatic battles but as subtle moments. A thought that sows fear, a desire that pulls in conflicting directions, a distraction that shifts attention from what is important. These are the crucibles of mastery. The chosen ones face them now, not by accident, but because the moment demands readiness of the mind, strength of focus, and steadiness of heart. Discipline becomes the armor here. Awareness is the sword. Each hesitation examined, each doubt questioned, each fear observed, rather than suppressed, transforms weakness into power. The mind, once restless, begins to settle like water left undisturbed. Insight rises naturally when the turbulence is faced with patience and understanding. The path of mastery is quiet and often unseen by others. It asks for vigilance over the unseen battles within. Those who succeed learn that the world is not the true test, only the reflection of what has already been mastered inside. In this subtle warfare of thought and attention, the chosen ones cultivate the clarity, courage, and resilience that no external force can ever take away. There is a strength that grows quietly, unseen by the world, yet it shapes everything it touches. In Shaolin philosophy, true mastery is never measured by how much one can take, but by how much one can give. Power without service is brittle. It may command attention, but it cannot sustain life, spirit, or purpose. The masters teach that the chosen do not rise for themselves. They rise to uplift, to guide, to protect. Every act of service, no matter how small, becomes a thread in the greater fabric of harmony. Discipline is required not only to control the self, but to act in alignment with the needs of others. The energy once contained within selfish ambition is redirected outward, and it multiplies in ways that cannot be counted. This path is not easy. Service demands patience when the world is ungrateful, humility when recognition is scarce, and courage when giving may seem to cost too much. Yet the ancient teachings reveal a paradox. Those who serve without expectation discover an inner power far greater than any reward. Their minds grow sharper, their hearts expand, and their presence becomes a force that inspires others without effort. The chosen ones learn that abundance is not a measure of what is held, but of what flows. Every thoughtful word, every careful action, every mindful gesture strengthens the self and the world simultaneously. In giving, the spirit is refined. In serving, mastery deepens. Power aligned with service carries a resonance that cannot be broken. It moves silently, yet shapes destiny. It asks nothing in return, yet grants everything. Those who walk this path understand that the greatest victories are not for personal gain, but for the life elevated, the hearts awakened, and the energy harmonized through acts of conscious, compassionate service. There is a moment that arrives quietly, yet it carries the weight of eternity. September 3rd stands as more than a day. It is a threshold, a crossing, where choice and destiny converge. Those who are awake can feel its presence, a subtle vibration that calls the spirit to action without force, without noise. In the teachings of the ancients, destiny is not a distant promise, but a path already traced within the self. Life does not wait for permission. It unfolds in patterns, rhythms, and alignments that only those attuned can sense. The chosen feel it because they are ready. They recognize the moment not as an accident, but as a signal of readiness, of alignment between inner purpose and outer opportunity. To walk this path requires stillness and awareness. The mind must be clear enough to see the openings and the heart steady enough to follow them. Discipline becomes the compass, guiding each step with intention, each action aligned with the greater flow. Fear and hesitation dissolve when one realizes that the path is not hidden. It has always existed within, waiting only for recognition. Destiny is not a chain that binds, but a current that carries. The chosen step into it not by force, but by understanding. Each choice made in harmony with purpose becomes a ripple that expands beyond the self, shaping not only personal journey, but the energy of the world around them. September 3rd is a reminder that the doorway is open, that the alignment is possible, and that the journey of mastery is inseparable from the journey of the soul. The path has always been inside, etched by intention, strengthened by discipline, and illuminated by presence. To recognize it, to honor it, is to step fully into the life one was always meant to lead. On this day, remember that true mastery is quiet, not loud. It is presence, not pressure. Every breath, every moment of stillness, every act of discipline and compassion is a step toward aligning with the path that is already within you. September 3rd is not a day to wait. It is a call, a reminder, a doorway into clarity and purpose. Take these teachings into your daily life. Observe your thoughts, move with intention, serve with heart, and trust the flow of energy around you. Even small acts of awareness can transform the ordinary into something profound. The path of self-mastery is walked one mindful step at a time, and each step carries the power to awaken insight and peace within. May you carry the calm strength of these lessons throughout your day. Let presence guide your actions, let breath center your mind, and let compassion shape your strength. Every choice, no matter how small, becomes part of the journey toward wisdom and inner harmony. If these teachings resonate with you, join us on Shaolin Soulfire, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and continue walking this path of mindful mastery with us. Peace and clarity be with you always.